Howdy everyone, I'm Solar Wolf, and today I'm going to show you how to scratch, build, kit, bash your very own space station in just a moment. So what I did was I printed out myself some of these here space station parts. Sorry about that, I had a mouth full of yuck, so I had to get rid of that. Anyhow, and so I cut off the bottoms of these space stations and flattened them out and decided to super glue them together because I thought they looked really good as a central piece to the space station. It took me just a minute. I ended up super gluing myself to it as well, but that happens, you know. Once I got that super glued together and stuff, we decided that we were going to take these two pieces here, and I discovered that if I hold it in a certain way and apply the super glue in a certain spot right here, all four sides will be done. It's amazing. And if I move it off screen like this and blow on it, look at that. The second piece is installed. So now that we have these pieces installed, we're going to move on to getting some other pieces. These would be the ship bays where, you know, your spaceships would be coming in and stuff. My clumsy hands, I tend to drop things a lot, so don't mind me none. Alright, and then I repeated the process on the other side. This gives us a couple of decent ship bays, of course. And voila, now we have it looking nice. So now we're going to add some paneling, because I've got these really neat side panel pieces here. So we're going to go ahead and take those. We're just going to put them in some places here that I think they would look really, really nice. I did have to adjust how I was holding it in my tweezers. That happens. And then we just hold it in place for just a moment. And then I repeated the process a few more times. Because, you know, we want to have some nice symmetry to it. And then once those were in place, I decided it does not have enough fins. So we're going to put one down on the bottom, because I have a real unique piece, of which I only got one of these. But I've got a bunch of repeated up pieces of the other stuff, so we'll be using those as well. But this one is special, since I only have one. And so we're just going to go ahead and put it on the bottom there. Like a little metal hang down flaggy thing. Yeah, I said flaggy thing, what? Alright. And it did take me a minute to get it to its proper, perfect position. And then I do use super glue accelerator throughout the whole thing to make certain that everything stays put. Because, you know, you don't want your project falling apart on you. I think I've mentioned that before. Alright, it's starting to look really good now. So now we're going to start applying them fins. You can see the bottle there in the front. That's the super glue accelerator. That kind of helps with the project speeding it up and stuff. Help make this video a bit shorter. Now I have used Loctite in the past, but you gotta hold that stuff for about 5 minutes, and that's a long hold time. Whereas with super glue and accelerator, you just put it on there for a few moments. So as we put the fins on, I decided to put a few more on there. Get it looking really nice. And once those were set, I thought to myself, you know, this could really use some more fins. And so I started applying some more. And I repeated this process another 3 times, making certain, of course, that the angles were perfect. And then once that was set, I was thinking to myself, what else could we actually do to this? I know we could do a lot more. But if we do too much, it'll look too busy. And I don't want it to look too busy. It's a space station. It's not supposed to look like, you know, the middle of downtown New York or something. We don't want to do that. But we do want to take some of these flatter points on these ship bays. And so we're going to fix that. Once everything was dried and stuff, I decided I've got these nice little pieces that I found that were part of an old, you know, one of them Halo toys, the Halo Lego sets. And I had used this guy in a previous diorama, but I took off his legs because he wouldn't fit into the vehicle with his legs on. So I figure we're going to take these 2 armor pieces, and they will make a good breaking up of the flat surfaces underneath the ship bays there. You can see me clipping away the clips that would have allowed it to stay onto the character. It's because they got in the way. They would have been in the way if I tried to put them in there with those on. So I had to trim those off, and I did the other one off camera. Right now I'm looking for my super glue because I had put it away. This was the next day once everything had dried fully. And so we just want to put a little drip of super glue right down here. Then we just want to drop this down and slide it into place neatly. We just want to kind of hold it there a moment. And we do that with this other side as well. Then we're going to hit it with a little bit of super glue accelerator just so that they'll stay put when we go to put the next piece on, because the next piece is on the other side of the whole station. Everything's looking nice and neat. I'm sitting here giving it a little bit of a blow just to make certain that it dries a little bit. Not too bad, starting to look like an actual station. And also stay tuned, if y'all have been along for the ride this far, stay tuned because this space station will be in the later on diorama. I'm part of a challenge, an art challenge with Boylai, Hobby Time, and some others that are part of his patronage group. And we are all coming up with some fun dioramas for you guys. And I will make certain to share links to everybody that's part of the challenge when that happens. That'll be come the end of the month. In which case you'll see me paint this at the end of the month. Again, if you stuck around this friggin' long, thank you so much for being here. And if you would please make certain to subscribe. I'd appreciate it. It's free for you and it helps me to get seen by other people. Now this spike that I found, I had found it in some of my stuff and it was not wanting to stick, so I had to scuff up the bottom just a bit. But it came out pretty well. And this is our final product. Thank you so much for being here today. You guys have been absolutely amazing. And I love your faces. Bye, guys.